This girl never could have imagined that the school's disciplinary officer would stand guard at the school gate every single day, just to keep tabs on her. All of this started because Kohinata dyed her hair blonde and hemmed her skirt a little shorter, but in Sakuradaimon's eyes, everyone is equal under the school rules. With her blonde hair and mini skirt, Kohinata was undoubtedly the top troublemaker disrupting the school's order. Yet Kohinata thought her personal style was totally normal. The two argued non-stop at the school gate over this every day, but who would have guessed that this stern, rigid disciplinary officer was absolutely awful at math? One day, Kohinata was kept after school for daydreaming in class. As she waited for her teacher in the classroom, the door suddenly opened, and who walked in was none other than Sakuradaimon. Kohinata jumped in surprise, thinking this guy was going to pester her even after school. Sakuradaimon was also shocked to run into Kohinata here. It turned out this after-school tutoring session was for the entire grade, but the math teacher had to attend a meeting, so the tutoring was postponed. He was asked to pass along the teacher's message. They could leave as soon as they finished the practice problems. After saying that, Sakuradaimon sat down next to Kohinata and started studying. Kohinata was utterly stunned. She never expected the disciplinary officer to need tutoring either. It didn't take long for Kohinata to finish her practice problems. Seeing Sakuradaimon struggling helplessly with the questions, she couldn't resist teasing him, so Kohinata held out her worksheet and let him copy her answers. Surprisingly, Sakuradaimon didn't get angry at all. Instead, he gratefully took it right away and opened up to Kohinata. He told her that being earnest was the only strong suit he'd ever had. He was truly no good at subjects like math that required flexible thinking. In that moment, the atmosphere between them quietly shifted. Kohinata realized that even though Sakuradaimon was stiff, he was surprisingly pure-hearted. Sakuradaimon also discovered that while Kohinata seemed careless and laid back, she was actually incredibly sharp and quick-witted. The two gradually struck up a conversation, and by the end, Kohinata even took the initiative to tutor Sakuradaimon. As the tutoring session was coming to an end, Kohinata seized the chance to ask for a favor in return. She told him to stop fixating on her appearance, but Sakuradaimon refused without hesitation.
あなたは世間一般の価値観で言えば魅力的な容姿を持つ方です。だから気をつけていただきたい。親切で優しいあなた、危険な目に遭わせたくありませんから。
Kohinata froze on the spot. Sakuradaimon's sudden show of care caught her completely off guard. Her cheeks flushed bright red instantly, all the way down to her neck. A few days later, Kohinata bumped into Sakuradaimon right at the gate, just as he was locking it up. After chatting casually for a bit, Kohinata joked and asked Sakuradaimon to walk her home. To her surprise, Sakuradaimon agreed, saying it was his responsibility as the disciplinary officer. The two walked side by side under the streetlights. They were having a pleasant chat when Kohinata's family suddenly called her. Her family said they'd made her favorite Hamburg steak for dinner and asked if she wanted them to save a portion for her. Kohinata wanted to ask for one with extra cheese, but Sakuradaimon was right beside her, and she didn't want to ruin her cool persona, so she lowered her voice and spoke quietly. But her family didn't hear her clearly and asked again. Kohinata panicked at once, her face turning bright red as she shouted into the phone. After hanging up, she stiffly turned her head and locked eyes with Sakuradaimon. But Sakuradaimon said calmly, "You're actually pretty cute." Kohinata's face turned bright red all over again. To cover up her embarrassment, she raised her voice and punched Sakuradaimon hard. Sakuradaimon then walked Kohinata home. That's when the two were shocked to find out that they were actually neighbors. Their houses were only 50 meters apart. Even more unbelievably, they traveled to and from school every single day, yet had never crossed paths once. Sakuradaimon remained totally unfazed by this. After all, he was always the first to arrive at school to unlock the gate, and the last to leave to lock it up. From that day on, Kohinata's impression of Sakuradaimon changed completely. Meanwhile, Sakuradaimon's words "you're so cute" kept making her heart flutter non-stop.